Shalom, Israel, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Mashagum Malaki Washai. That is to say, Yahweh, being named Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, being named His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. This brother Kasadi from W5 Jersey, Philly, with a quick update through the Spirit. Most High willing, we can go into a larger lesson through the Spirit later on today, after the conclusion of all of this. But I just want to let you guys know on everything that's happening in the earth right now, specifically as far as his economy and the stock market. So if you don't know, the stock market normally opens up around 9 a.m. in the morning. We had this man, Joe Biden, right? Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe, whatever else you want to call him. He came out at 9 a.m. and he pretty much just said, all is well, peace and safety. Don't worry about, anything else. He literally says that Americans can have confidence in the U.S. banking system safety. I mean, that's what he came out and said. Now, we know what the scriptures say when he say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. And that's in the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 3. Now, I mean, he literally just walked out on questions. He didn't really want to answer anything. All the while, the First Republic Bank is losing 65%. Then his Western Alliance bank, it lost 75%. And at the time of making this video, we seeing that trading at all the banks were closed and halted at the damn opening bell. Meaning what? They shut everyone down from being able to invest or trade. We got the Western Alliance Bank is now plunging 80%. So, I mean, the reason why this is so important is these banks, these smaller banks, I mean, and really the Western, a lot of these banks, they're not really, really small. If you have millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars of assets or whatever the case may be, that's a lot of money. That's not small by any means. But a lot of these other banks, these bigger banks, they're investing in these smaller banks. So when these smaller banks close, like this Western Alliance Bank is most likely going to close, as did we reported the other day about the Silvergate Bank, as well as which controlled a lot of the cryptocurrencies. It dropped about 70 million in one day and actually closed up. Then you had the Silicon Valley Bank, which is a very big bank as far as all these new startups and all of that. Startups meaning, these companies and businesses that go over to Silicon Valley, which is over in California, to get these investors to then bank on them. Like one of the major startups, you may have heard about, back in the day, it was a startup with Facebook. You had Facebook, you had Twitter. A lot of these banks, they have these big ideas. They need a lot of money and assets, and they will get them from these investors. So one of the ways that these investors protected their money, they invested or put their money into banks like Silicon Valley Bank or Silvergate or even Western Alliance and First Republic Bank. Now these stocks are closing and shutting down, and you have these bigger banks that's invested in them. I mean, if these bigger banks can get the money that they invested in these smaller banks, then guess what? Now these bigger banks are going to start to close. Now you're having something known as bank runs, which are men and women of the earth running into their local bank or their banking system to try to get their money out, and a bank telling you, look, we don't have your money. Because when you actually put your money in a bank, it doesn't have your money. It doesn't keep your money there. It takes your money and it trades your money. It invests your money somewhere else so that when the time you do want your money, okay, they can give it to you. That's why if you notice, if you want to make a larger deposit, you can't really, or a larger withdrawal, you can't actually do that. You want to take $10,000 out, you can't do that. 5,000, 10,000, whatever the case may be, and they'll tell you, look, give us a day or give us a few days. That's what they do. So all in all, I mean, as we literally making this video, it says central banks will very soon come up with the ultimate solution to the problems banks are causing, and I guess they may want to try to do this this CBDC, which is some type of centralized currency, but nevertheless, I mean, Most High willing, all hell breaks loose in the earth before we even get to anything like that. But I just want to let you know, things aren't looking well for this economy. All hell's about to break loose. You definitely need to strap up spiritually and prepare mentally in these last days. Again, this is a quick update on Bit of Strong Shalom. Kwame Sharala. Shalom.